What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Attack Productions. Today, I'm back up joined once again by Jake and Jimmy.
What's going on?
No?
No.
Then who are you today?
Definitely not spaghetti.
Definitely spaghetti. Today we're gonna just shoot the shit like normal. Maybe go over what we played, what we didn't play, what happened in Dragon Ball, because what we talked about last week, we didn't hear about the finals. We can now congrats to Andrew on winning. Nats.
We on first name basis now?
Duval. What's his last name?
Yeah, Andrew Duval. I mean, okay. I play his card, so it's like I'm basically married to him.
And whatever else we want to talk about, let's get into it. This past weekend, or this, as in yesterday, we had U2 on camera round 1, which is Gotenks versus a new take on Gohan. Round 2 was me with Android 13 playing against Jake with Gotenks, and then we had Broly BR taking on Starter Ku, I think. It was the old
Gogeta BR.
Gogeta BR, sorry. Versus, I think it was Starter Ku, the ape one, right?
Yeah.
Let's get into it. Is Android 13 the newest one, I guess, so far? That we've seen at our shop?
I believe so. I think you're the first person to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I hadn't seen it played before tonight.
Yeah, actually, Steve. Round 1, I'm like playing the 1-drop card to start looking at my deck, and Steve's like, what does the 7-drop do again? And he's over looking at his phone. I'm like, wait, what are you doing right now? He's like,
it was his binder.
Or his binder, yeah.
His daughter had it out, and he was like, let me see.
Like, yo, you can't do that mid-game.
Yeah. We've talked about this before, but like I think it's important because like people might not know this apparently. I'm not sure Jimmy as the judge can weigh in if Dragon Ball has an official like on the books rule on this, but most card games count on you knowing what the cards do in your head, and it is traditionally illegal to refer to an outside source of knowledge like your phone or a binder or a stack of cards on a table near you. And this is why you'll see players, especially at high level play, ask to look at things like other players' energy and drop area. It's very often because they want to read a card and remind themselves of what it does.
Yeah. I don't. I need to refresh myself on the rulebook's wording, but I'm pretty sure that falls under the same guise as of coaching, where you can not have outside information being fed to you in any way. Whether if you're at a big tournament, they ask you to put your phones away. You cannot have your phones out on the table. But when it comes to Dragon Ball, and if you're not, especially newer players, if you're not familiar with your opponent's cards or decks, especially at locals, like I've never met somebody in this game that has just been like an asshole. 9 times out of 10, if you say, hey, like, what does your deck do? Or like, what does that card do? They will just straight up tell you. Now, when you get up into higher tables, you should just know the cards. You should know the meta, especially if you're playing at top tables. I hope you know what you're doing. Otherwise, like, I don't know what's going on with you. Congratulations, but it's on you to know what it is, and you could still probably ask your opponent, and like I'm sure some of them would tell you. But there's going to be when there's stuff at stake, you're not going to get your opponent helping you beat them. But at your locals, like it's chill. Everybody, it's a fucking children's card game.
Yeah, like he didn't get like a game loss or something. Nah. We just kind of laughed at it. Like,
no, it was just something fun. And again, it's like people that are new to card games or not familiar with competitive environments in card games might not know stuff like that.
Yeah,
like. That's something at the kitchen table when you're playing with your homies, you can just look at whatever. Like most of the time, nobody cares, and that's not something. But when you're setting down, there's a different kind of etiquette when you're setting down at a tournament versus just chilling with your homies. Which at our locals, it's more so we're just chilling and playing cards. It's usually never cutthroat, even when people decide to show up with meta decks.
No, it was just really funny when it happens that way.
Yeah.
But he cheated in the third game.
Oh, did he?
He cheated me in the third game. Yeah.
Did he
He
now?
stacked my deck.
Ah,
Yeah.
You mean he cut it?
No, I know he didn't even touch the deck, but he stacked it. The thing is, I stacked a card in the middle of the deck, and I wanted them to cut it, and then in turn, I just got a bad hand because of it. But he cheated. He definitely cheated.
A classic. Your opponent refuses cut, and you're like, "Oh man, I just got done stacking. This is horrible. Whatever will I do?"
touch base on the deck itself. I actually enjoyed it, but it's one of those things where it's not the greatest deck, obviously, but I absolutely did enjoy playing it. And hopefully, since Nats aren't not a thing anymore, maybe we'll see a lot more variety of decks come out again. Even though at our past locals, half of you motherfuckers were playing blue.
It's different vibes of blue. It's not.
It totally was.
It's not all the same deck. We're all playing different vibes of it.
Yes, they were all different blue decks, but they were all blue decks regardless. We had a Gohan, a Gotenks, SS3, and a Halo Coup. And I pretty much just played you all and nothing else.
Yeah. It was a interesting event. I think the last two events, 60 to 80% of our field at locals has been blue.
Yeah. And I'm wrong. Blue is good. Blue's gotten a lot of good cards lately. As people saw, it did really well at Nats. And more people are now trying to buy those cards up. Keep in mind, this is, in my opinion, a hype based on Nats. So if you're trying to buy those cards, maybe wait a little bit. But if you need them, get them.
It's also the holiday season. It's always the I'm going to treat myself a little bit, and it's driving up the card prices. But wait till after the holidays. If you get your Christmas money, maybe drop on a Gohan rare. But I would not buy into the hype right now, especially with a new set's not around the corner. But I'm pretty sure the new set's going to shake things up. From everything that we've heard about it, it seems like it'll shake up the meta. And if history serves right, we're kind of like in a sine wave of power level when it comes to sets.
Yeah, that would be my take on it, is honestly wait until next set if you want to invest pretty heavily, because there'll be new stuff out. It'll be fun to try. New cards, obviously. But as Jimmy said, they always tend to kind of ebb and flow with the set power level. And people will sell off their older cards to buy the new stuff. So you might be able to pick up some of those Gohan rares and things at your locals at a deal once people are done playing with them.
Yeah. I do think we talked about it before. I think the Gohan rares are almost like they're so good that they're just staples at this point in every color. Like you're almost at a deficit if you're not running them. So it's hard to say that the Gohan rares will be let go very easily unless a player is just jumping from one color to another. I feel like our locals, we don't have the blue player or the red player. Usually players will jump from color to color by set or go back and build another deck. So if your locals has a lot of players that like to jump colors, you might be able to snag some good deals on that. But it's also your local, so help them out. Buy from your locals if you can.
Those Gohan rares are they're unfortunately really good though.
Yeah,
I'm not going to go into detail which match it was, but I lost the game because of the blue Gohan rare.
Yeah,
I put down surprise attack, rush attack Vegeta, the Z battle card, and I just needed 2 more hits in. And so I swung the first swing just to get it out there. Didn't want to activate its main just yet to give it barrier. And he comboed one, took the life, and then Z charged the Gohan, tapped the 1 blue energy to pop the Vegeta.
I have won many a game with the Gohan rare, both just playing it and also just using the Z charge. I had a match not too long ago my opponent had 2 battle cards in play, swung with 1, and I comboed 1 Gohan, tapped 3, played another Gohan rare, blew up the active mode card, and then when I Z charged the other Gohan, I untapped the energy and then tapped the energy back down to blow up the attacking card. And it's like, it's just disgusting how that card interacts with both itself and just the game as a whole. Like the card is shifting for blue.
Yeah, very, very pushed. I think it's clearly the top end of the power level out of the Gohan rares. I think all of them are worth picking up or holding on to in every color if you've already got them.
Like after it's settled, I played a lot with the blue and the black one. I've had a little bit of experience playing the green one. The green one's just disgusting in some matchups, but the black one is just incredible. There has been again many a game that it just my opponent's not accounting for that card or is not familiar with the card enough that they walk right into me just going, okay, I'm just not gonna negate your big attack for free.
Yeah.
The black one is fantastic, and if the rumors are true and black's going to be very strong next set, I think get your black Gohan rares while they're cheap. If they're cheap, I haven't kept up with the pricing, but I'm pretty sure they're on the lower end. They're not the $20, $25, $30 like the blue.
Let's find out.
Live look, we're going in.
We got the internet. I think the yellow one, like, just people shit on it for no reason. I think the card's fantastic.
I really like the yellow one. It is not of the power level of the blue one, but for what it does, I think it is a strong choice in any yellow deck that's going to fulfill the conditions on it.
Yeah, so yellow is the cheapest at $355. Then it's black at $888. Followed up with green at $13.25, red at $14.74, and then obviously $33.75 for the blue one.
$33.75.
Yeah. I mean, but that's mainly due to a lot of nats and whatnot, and just where it kind of blue shined a lot there.
Yeah. Like we said before, this is kind of a strange period for competitive as well, because Nats is over for the year, so unless you plan on having like a big end of year event at your locals, there isn't really too much of a competitive reason to pick these up at this high price.
Well, to say Nats is over for the U.S. side.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, assuming you're being served by TCG Player, which is where we looked, and not Card Market. Yeah.
And for the players that are going past Nats to Worlds, I'm sure they are taken care of.
They've already got what they did.
I'm sure they're not watching our shitty content.
And if they are, hell yeah. Congratulations, by the way, on going to Worlds.
I want to point out, so looking at it real quick, the card Crimson Goku, because that's what won Nats, leading up to it was roughly in the teens. Like the last card was sold was on it was sold for $18 on the 3rd of December.
Just the rare?
No, this is the Crimson Gohan leader that's in stamp. Sorry, I should specify that.
Oh, the Goku one. Okay.
Crimson Goku leader,
yeah. And then it's after that 18 it immediately jumped up to $30, $35.
Sheesh. Anybody trying to buy my stamp?
It hasn't sold. No one sold a card in about a week though, so I think people just seem they could sell it for that high.
I'll sell that. I'll sell that shit for a crisp $20 bill.
Oh man!
Right now, I'm gonna split the Ring of Honor pay-per-view with Matt, so I need $20. So
what about 2 soggy tins?
Shit. Can you like blow dry one?
I'll put them in the windowsill, and however they are by noon tomorrow is however they are.
That's supposed to be a little cloudy. Yeah, I guess so. I'll take it.
All right, fair.
You want to just jump to Jake putting the tins in the dishwasher?
Yeah, can you...
I actually don't have any cash. Can you put PayPal in the dishwasher?
Just throw your phone in there, like, all right, there, it's washing. There we go.
Yeah.
Maybe I should go over this past week because we only really had 2 videos come up this past week. All of that breaks down to just a mixture between me being lazy and not wanting to do stuff and not having content that I wanted to put up. And that primarily breaks down to just matchups, I guess. We had like one matchup we put on there, and I think even that matchup we put up still had a slight misplay, but wasn't like anything big. But like Jimmy's matchup against Tracy, I don't know what Tracy played at the top of my head.
Super 17.
Super 17 versus Son Gohan. And it was just a complete obliteration. Like
I think he even asked, so let's not use that.
In the Discord, he straight up said, you could just delete that video. And after we recorded it, I was like, yeah, I don't know if I could put this on there. Like, we've had matches where it definitely felt one-sided, but it still looked like there was a fight. I don't even think there was a fight in that matchup. I was like, I can't put this video up. And I just got lazy and didn't feel like making any decks until literally today. I started a little bit last night, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed pulling 13, so hopefully I'll start just doing what me and Fluff used to do and just make a bunch of variety of just decks for the sets, and then we get to our locals, just see what we got going on there.
Yeah, just play whatever you feel like playing. This is a good time for it too, as far as like competitive season goes and everything.
Yeah, and I don't think we talked about it. For the time being, Fluff has stepped out. For those of you who are curious where he's at, he's about to start his work. Starts up from like January to like end of April, and he gets super busy, so he's kind of taking a break until that point right now.
So we'll hear from him. We'll give you guys updates here and there.
We need to find time to work on the project, which Fluff will be part of that project. So we're trying to put together a local event for ourselves, and just a little something fun for the other people at our shop. But we want to do it in a way that I feel like is different. Yes, there'll be commentary. It'll be both Fluff and Jimmy commentating this up. And hopefully they can perform it well. I don't want to give too much detail into it, but something we want to do. And hopefully it turns out well. And I'm not sure if we're going to stream it or not while we're doing this, but we're definitely going to be posting this event that we are doing on our channel, though. So look for hopefully for that bit of fun.
Bancroft, I'll send you the bill for my outfit for this particular thing. We can pull that up.
Yeah, okay.
I'm trying to decide between the sequenced cowboy boots and then the glittery cowboy boots.
I don't know. That's a hard one.
Should I set my pool table to look like a rink in a sense?
I mean,
I could put like ropes in the. Well, we don't want to give away.
Yeah, I don't want to give too much away. Yeah.
Speaking of blue balling the audience without confirming anything, is anything with the channel going on with you guys tomorrow? Is anything being done for that or no? Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
Enjoy that, audience. You just have to wonder forever what that could have been.
So I will just go ahead and spoil all of it. This is going to be a yearly event where me and Bancroft get together, and I force him to buy me the unlimited $13.99 hot chocolate cup. And
I already got to buy one of those tomorrow. All right,
it's going to take some convincing, but that's the content that we are going to be shooting tomorrow. Nothing else of note will happen. It's just going to be Bancroft flashing his credit card on screen for everybody to steal, and then I get unlimited hot chocolate
for a year.
You know, he's editing it, right? He's just going to put your credit card number over it.
He doesn't know my credit card. He doesn't. Mainly because I don't have one anymore.
Well, that'll do it. Yeah.
I mean, I got my debit card, but
That's even worse to get stolen. Then you got to file a police report.
well, yeah.
I don't know. I thought about maybe recording something tomorrow. I really did. But I was like, I don't know. Might ruin the fun of it.
Yeah, I can see that.
We're going to our local amusement park tomorrow, guys. That's all. Nothing special. They do
Our local one.
Yeah, by local, it's an 1.5-hour drive. But when you
Closer than Disney World.
But when you buy gold passes, you have to use them.
Yeah. It's legal obligation.
Yeah, gotta use it at least twice in a year to make your money's worth.
Yeah. Next October we'll do Hyde Park.
Where's that at?
Well, Bancroft's paying for it, so he can figure that out.
Fair enough.
And we'll also do Fantasia Land. That one Bancroft's definitely paying for.
I don't know any of these, but are.
I mean, you'll pay for it though, but yeah.
Do you mean like retribution or financially? Like that last one sounded ominous.
It depends.
Oh, you'll pay, Bancroft. You'll pay.
It depends.
Moving on from that, what you guys been up to?
Yeah, pissing and shitting.
That sounds fun.
You constipated, Bancroft?
No, I said it sounds fun. What are you talking about?
Yeah, like you said it like you're like missing out on it. Like you long for it.
No. I've been playing Midnight Suns. Fun game.
I'm sorry.
Fuck you. Are you not a fan of XCOM?
No, I love XCOM. It's just I wish the game was a little bit better.
That's fair. I could definitely understand where that's coming from.
Yeah, I got really excited when I heard like another XCOM like game was coming out. I'm not a fan of Marvel by any means, outside of like Spider-Man. I like Spider-Man, but like I was a little disappointed when I heard it was Marvel, and then just the game. There's some parts of the game that I'm not a fan of.
Yeah, I feel like had they gone full XCOM, like you don't have to kill off a hero, but they're not coming back this campaign. You know, they've been hurt too badly, like or they're out for like 16 weeks or whatever it's like in XCOM and things like that. I feel like the Marvel audience could have handled a game like that, you know what I mean? I feel like they kind of, at least from what I've seen and like what Bancroft's described to be, they've pulled back a little bit on some of the deeper strategy and more punishing elements of XCOM, and I think that's part of what makes XCOM fun.
Yeah, I'm not super far in the game yet, but what I've experienced so far, it just seems like in XCOM there's like the percentage that pop up, like, oh, this is like a 20% chance, this is a 80% chance. That doesn't seem to be a thing at all. It feels like no matter where you're at in the map, if you have a card for the action, you're going to be able to hit somebody. Like, the range for certain character attacks seems to be able to hit anywhere on the map. And that was kind of annoying. I also like there's like no cover mechanic. There's no percentile. So like everything's gonna hit here and there. You're gonna do like 5 or 10 damage depending on what kind of enemy it is. And there's a lot of enemies who are just kind of like fodder, who just will go out in one hit. So like if you draw a really good card early on, you may I don't know exactly 100% if it just goes back to the bottom of the deck or if you lose it for a period of time, but I feel like if you draw like one of the better attacks early on, you can't use it. You have to swap it out, and then hope that you get it later on the road. It just there's elements.
I feel like you're kind of wasting it.
Yeah. I feel like there was some instances in the little bit that I played where I got a card and I used it, and I'm like, well, why did I use any of these other cards the entire game? Because of like how ridiculous that one specific card was. And they do have the heroism mechanic that kind of gates those, but like there's sometimes like some of the cards are not gated behind anything, and it's just like, why would I ever actually play the game and I can just play the broken, whatever card. Also you're gonna tell me that Iron Man can't throw the fucking rock more than like 2 feet? Like the motherfucker's just like standing right outside of the thing, and Iron Man just can't, he like granny throws it at them to begin with. Like, can you maybe?
I love that he has to fly over to it though to throw it, and Strange just like, ugh.
Also, I thought it was very funny when I think it's like in the tutorial. It's like you have to kick a couch at them, and it's like that is so beneath Doctor Strange to just kick a couch at them. Like, it's so beneath him as a character. I know it's a video game and I have to do some sort of balancing. Otherwise, you're a big superhero. You would just kill all of the Hydra soldiers immediately. But like, it is very funny to me that Iron Man can't throw a rock and Doctor Strange is WCW style kicking couches at people.
Yeah. If you like Marvel, you like XCOM, it's okay. Don't expect the super XCOM feeling from the game. That's about it. Like, that's about it, really.
I have 3 soldiers left. My base is out of money. Like, my scientists are closing down the laboratory.
Now, you do... There are... So there's the easy, normal, and then there's 6 other difficulties.
Oh, wow.
But you have to beat normal to, I think, at least unlock the next one or unlock, like, the next chunk. Because, like, there's 3 different difficulties for hero or heroic. And there's 3 different difficulties for legacy. I think it's or legends, one of the others. And I don't know if beating a normal unlocks all 3 tiers, or if it just unlocks the very next one. So you got to beat it like 6 times to get the hardest difficulty unlocked.
So it's like a Diablo style difficulty system.
And to me, I feel like if what my experience so far with the game is so far, as much as I want to try to complete all the way through, I'm not going to. I don't feel like I will in the end.
It's not a strong enough game to replay 6 times to warrant those difficulties being locked. See, I think games have to be very difficult when they lock, or very difficult. They have to be very careful, when they lock difficulties like that. Because in a game like Diablo, it almost makes sense because your character is just getting more powerful and they're basically just making the mobs more and stronger as you go into higher and higher torment. But in traditional XCOM, I can start Iron Man and Legendary playthrough from day 1 if I wanted to.
Yep.
It would be a nightmarish time.
Yep.
But I could do that.
Yeah.
And I think this game, they could do that in a patch. They could just unlock all the difficulties and let people who are more used to that deeper strategy maybe get into some of that with those higher difficulties.
I think in XCOM it even says like in the higher difficulties, I have played XCOM before. Like it kind of gives you like those triggers. Like normal, I've never played this game before, but I want a challenge. And it's like I've played XCOM before. I know what to expect. Speaking of XCOM, did you guys have one of those feelings where like one of my favorite characters became a sniper, and I don't remember. It was in the XCOM Enemy Unknown, which became Enemy Within with the expansion, I think.
Yeah.
But guy became a sniper, and I had this dude for like a grip, and he was like my A shot. Like I would always bring him in when he was ready to go. I could count on this guy to clean up stuff, and then he died, and I was just like, I can't play this game anymore. Like I don't know what to do.
Yeah. It's one of those things where you either have to move on or force yourself to save scrub, and it feels very strange grieving a character in a turn-based game like that.
But in a game like XCOM, like you have a character who has the experience, who has the kills, who has all the gear, because in XCOM is also like there was stats to a degree, and they kind of skewed here and there, but like. He was the best sniper I had. And like I could count on him to clean stuff up, and then I got super unlucky in one of the scenarios and he died, and I was like, what do I do now? I think I stopped playing the game for a while.
I had a very similar situation with the Wasteland game, specifically Wasteland 2. Absolutely love that game. I put so many hours into it. And I played through the entirety of Wasteland 2 on my first playthrough with the same party, my same group of rangers that I started with. And I just didn't know that if they died, they were just dead. And you had to go back and get another character and level them up. And you also find characters along the way that you can, take with you. So my second playthrough, I did the exact same thing, playing through. And then at one point, I made a bad decision. One of my characters died. I was like, oh, I've never had this happen before. I was like, oh, I could probably walk over and revive them. And when I walked over, it was like, they're just fucking dead.
Oh shit!
I was like, yo, how does it? I was like, do you have to get something to revive them? It's like, no, they were just dead. Just get another character. And I was so dumbfounded. I was like, how have I never experienced this mechanic in this game after I put so many hours into it? And it kind of changed the way I played the game, because at that point I was like, I don't want to lose this dude, so I'm going to send him back. I'm gonna get somebody else. And I don't know, that it was kind of almost like a magical experience when I realized oh, if I fuck up, I really fuck up.
Yeah, I played some of Wasteland 3 at your recommendation, and what I played of it, I really enjoyed. I didn't finish it just because there's so much out, and I quit paying for Game Pass, but, it's just a pretty fun series of games if you like XCOM.
Speaking of Game Pass, Death Stranding fucking sucks.
Yeah, we were talking about the other night, if you could play it for free, is it worth playing? And Jimmy, what's the verdict?
It's okay.
Here's my thing with
the game's so old, we shouldn't talk about it all that much. But if you have Game Pass, it's worth a try, especially if you like these monotonous just do something games. It's got heavy spin tires. I think it's called Mud Runner now. There's also Snow Runner. It's got vibes of that, almost vibes of Stardew Valley or an Animal Crossing, where you just do mundane shit.
Journey? Well, not really Journey, but
I mean, there's a little bit of that. The world is really pretty, the game is really pretty, but you're just walking a lot, and the parts, and then it turns into a weird third-person shooter, and that's bad. I don't know. I the game was an experience. I would not recommend spending money on it. But Death Stranding 2, apparently it did well enough to get a second game.
It sold very well when it first came out. My concern with the game was, I didn't get a chance to play it, but someone who played it who told me about it. My concern with that one was that the way he made it sound was that you're in a world that other players are also interacting with, and there may be early on in the game, there's a part where you had to move I guess materials or something to help build a bridge somewhere. But day one, that bridge was done, because people were just doing that. And I'm does that take away from the game experience? If you don't get to participate in the earlier parts of the world. And I didn't know if there's a way to turn that off or not.
Yeah, Kojima has been really into that. That was the whole thing with Metal Gear 5, where there was the multiplayer had this nuclear armament system. And you were either playing to develop more nukes or destroy nukes. And then there was supposed to be a secret cutscene ending. I think that got leaked. I don't know if they accomplished it by the actual gameplay, but if you reached a worldwide level of 0 nuclear armaments, you would get, some sort of reward. So I think it's the similar thing. I think that's really cool. I'd like to see a game where the entire community is working towards something, but it does kind of take away in a game like Death Stranding, where part of one of the objectives is to do something that's already done.
That reminds me of Mortal Kombat X, where they had the devotions, and you could be Netherrealm, Earthrealm, or Outworld, or something like that.
Yeah.
And, as the teams fought, as you fought, you picked a team, and as you won matches, you would increase your team score, and there was, quests and bonuses. It kind of introduces MMO elements into just regular online games, which I think is cool.
Since we're now a video game channel,
yeah,
I highly suggest, it's on Game Pass. It's a fantastic game. You should play it. It's called Pentiment. It's an Obsidian game. Very, very interesting game. I highly suggest it. I've enjoyed it a lot. I won't ruin any of the first experience, but if you have Game Pass, go play this game. It's also like $20, so it is a little game, but it's definitely worth it if you're looking for a game to play and you care about our recommendations at all.
And I guess with that being said, since we've already divulged into now a gaming channel, we'll end it there to make it easier on you all and us. You guys check out Markiplier's OnlyFans by any chance?
I heard about that. No, I didn't check it out, but I heard it existed. I mean, he's done the calendars and shit before.
Yeah.
Like, man
So-
loves getting naked for money
So
Well,
did he post his cock?
for a cause.
No. He did tasteful nudes, so I don't know exactly sure what that means.
He put it in a hot dog bun.
I think he did like
Tasty.
the classic kind of like old school where it's like he's nude, but there's something covering it parts. Is my assumption, because he talked about one of his videos. But my thing that I love about that whole story was that he broke OnlyFans.
Yeah, the site crashed.
Yeah, because of him. He posted, it's like, hey, it's good to go now. And so many people went to his particular page, subbed, paid for stuff. Like, if 25,000 roughly people had at least liked a picture that costed $3 to even see, which all that money goes to charity.
Yeah.
Within a couple of hours, he made $75,000 for charity because he posted a tasteful nude.
Hey, good for him. I'd be lucky to make $75 for a full goatsy. Good for him, man. Especially because I think it's going to a children's hospital, right?
It's going to charities within Cincinnati, actually, because that's where he lives.
Yeah. Good. Couldn't go to a better cause.
So, yeah, I just thought it was hilarious. It was kind of like, I think I read that like yesterday, and I was like, that's amazing. But yeah,
I wanted like full cock. Like if I even if it is going to charity, if I'm paying for it, I want to be full cock.
Jimmy, would you like AOP to spend $3 so you could see a tasteful nude at Markiplier?
Yeah. Like legitimately.
Jake, would you like to see a tasteful nude at Markiplier?
I mean, why not?
This would be a get together next weekend. We'll do it for AOP, and I'll only record your all's reactions. How about that?
Just
Because obviously I'm not going to post whatever it is up.
record our react. That would actually be pretty funny. You could just show everybody, get everybody this.
Reacting to Markiplier's tasteful nudes. If you guys want to see that, let us know in the comments. With that being said, take opportunity. Keep in mind, there's buttons down below. There's links. Click them. They're there for a reason. They help us out. They help you out. And yeah, bye.
If this video reaches our like goal of 3 likes, I will recreate the Markiplier nudes.
Just 3.
It's going to hit
There's
that.
3 of us in this call.
It's going to hit
There's
that.
3 of us. Jimmy, you don't want to up that before we leave?
No.